Hello, everyone. This is Wanyi Kuo. I'm a project manager with the Seattle Public Utilities. I'm here to present to you the final design update for Holden Natural Drainage System NDS project. Since this is the final design phase, I will be presenting a brief project background for this presentation and focusing more on the design changes and temporary construction impact. All right, let's jump into project background. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve here? Well, we live in this beautiful city that is surrounded by natural resources, and we have a lot of rain. The rainfall comes down and it lands on neighborhoods, roofs, driveways, parking lots, and streets. And the runoff carries a lot of pollutant into our water bodies. In this case, Longfellow Creek, the Duwamish River, and the Puget Sound. Each year, more than 12 million pounds of pollutant are carried into our water body by stormwater runoff. This is not good for our environment or the citizens who live in this beautiful city. So we need to do something about that. So why natural drainage systems? As urbanization occurs over the years, our native forested land is converted to urban landscape. This urban development creates a set of issues, such as increased pollutions and reduce the land's ability to filter or clean stormwater through plants and natural soils. Therefore, the stormwater carries pollution into our neighborhoods, creek systems, and eventually to the Puget Sound. Natural drainage system essentially emulates nature. They collect rainwater and remove pollutants before they reach our creek and waterways. We can't go back to the time when this land was a forest, but we could retrofit our city with natural drainage system to help it function more like the native land it was. So the benefits to the community includes improved stormwater or drainage water quality, increased landscaping diversity and new street trees. We'll be planting special plants and street trees. Because the natural drainage system is created between the sidewalk and the roadway, it creates a buffer for moving cars for pedestrian. Because of greenery that we'll be installing, it will improve air quality and would have some noise reduction benefit. Best of all, it will be maintained by SPU. We are not requiring the neighborhood landowner to maintain any of the natural drainage systems. In fact, we prefer SPU to maintain that. Let's talk a little bit about how do natural drainage systems work. In front of you is a 3D drainage diagram of an NDS system. I will go by the legend one by one and explain how does an NDS system work for you. NDS system is usually built between the sidewalk and the roadway. As you can tell, while you're walking on the sidewalk, which is legend number 1, you will see a strip of green patch that's full of landscape planting. And you look down a little bit more, you will see a gentle depression where at the bottom you will find all these special NDS planting. The NDS plants are special plants that have special properties that can filter out stormwater pollutant. And number three is the NDS plant. Number 4 is, you can see the weir. The weir functions to slow down the stormwater so that it helps the NDS plants to filter out the stormwater. And number 5 is a curb cut. It's basically an opening that allows the drainage water from the roadway to enter the NDS system. Once the drainage enters the NDS system, it will pond up by the weir and it will filter through the NDS planting and eventually sift through the special soil we call filtering soil, legend number 7. And once it sifts through the soil, you will reach the drainage rock layer, number 9. Then you get collected by the underdrain. The underdrain then will connect to our piping system, and eventually the cleaner water would get discharged into the Puget Sound. To the left is a picture of the before and after of our water sample that's cleaned by the natural drainage system. Just by visual inspection, you can see the power of an NDS system. The cleaner water is definitely better for our environment, so we can all enjoy our natural resource. So we may be curious about what natural drainage system would look like. Before installation, a typical street may look like a sidewalk next to a planting strip and a roadway. After our installation, you will see something similar to the lower left-hand side, that with a gentle depression with newly planted, I call those baby NDS plants. Then it takes about a year for the plants to establish and take more than 2 years for the plants to reach maturity. Since this NDS system uses living plants and shrubs to filter water, the look of the plants do change by seasons. So the look in the summer will be very different from the look during winter time. One of the questions that we are always asked is who will maintain these NDS systems. Seattle Public Utilities will be responsible for maintaining the systems. In fact, we prefer that people not maintain them because these are very special, sensitive plants. Please feel free to call our hotline if you see any maintenance issues in the future. Now we're going to jump into final design update. It's taking us a while to go from mid-design to final design, and there are 3 factors that influence our final design. One is the input from the mid-design drop-in session. We were made aware of a localized flooding issue at 17th and Holden, so we've been busy working on that. And the fire department has a lot of concern on our project narrowing down the street further and also keeping the speed cushion. As you can tell from the lower right-hand side, the fire department actually show up at our drop-in session. So after lots of conversation, we have decided that we would like to prioritize emergency route use. So the project will remove the speed cushion within our project limit. The second factor is coordination for future development. There's the Office of Housing that owns a vacant land at the southwest corner of 16th and Holden. They are developing this into affordable housing. Their frontage and our project has a lot of overlap, so we've been coordinating on design and timing as well. King County Metro also reached out to us during our permitting process. They also have plans to update the corridor, so we ended up having to redesign one of the curb bulb so that in the future when they come in, there will be minimal rework. The last factor is our typical process of optimizing design. During this mid-design session, I talked a little bit about we have 2 different types of NDSL design. One is side slope only. The other one, we actually have a vertical wall on one side. The vertical wall is never preferable because it is harder to build, it's more expensive, it has a lot more maintenance issue potentially. So we work hard to eliminate the wall designs. In this case, we were able to completely eliminate that. So that was good news for us. And we also were able to implement a lot of lessons learned from our last couple project that is on the ground right now. So this project benefit from our lessons learned. Well, let's jump into the final design concept update. In front of you is the graphic showing our proposal. You will see some white bubbles. Those are design that is fairly consistent with what we have proposed during the mid-design stage. And lightly blue color bubbles are the ones that we want to highlight. Those are the more significant changes between the mid-design and our final design proposal. As you can see, lots of the changes are more on the north side. And on the south side, we are still proposing to install the NDS system. And we are pushing out the curb line. So in this area, we are going to install all the NDS, and there will be no parking on the south side after our project is completed. Let me start by focusing on the south side and walking you through the design from the west side to and go towards east. So west of 17th, you can see that there is a NDS system that's fairly large, and we are bumping out the curb line to accommodate the NDS system there. It's indicated by the kind of the darker green color. And then as you walk towards the 17th Avenue intersection, the southwest and southeast corner, right now, if you live in the neighborhood, you will notice that there are painted bulbs in that location. And our design is basically formalizing those bulbs by building pushing out the curb line and by building ADA ramps. Currently, in the existing condition, there are 2 ramps already. Those 2 ramps are for crossing 17th Avenue Southwest. We will be upgrading those so that it will be ADA compliant. Then we will also be proposing 2 ramps that's crossing Southwest Holden, because at the southwest corner and southeast corner. And because we're building those, we have to build companion ramps. So it's indicated by legend number 9. Those 2 ramps on the north side and the 2 ramps on the south side of Southwest Holden at intersection 17. So you'll be getting 4 new ramps and 2 upgraded ramps at 17th Avenue Southwest. East of that, we are proposing another NDS system. This one, during mid-design, was to be a walled NDS system, which is means that one side of this gentle depression line would be a vertical wall, and that is not preferable because it's just more expensive to build, harder to build, and also maintenance could be a little bit more troublesome. So we are able to have the engineers look into it a little bit more, and we were able to eliminate basically the wall NDS. So this area is going to be just a typical gently sloped depression NDS system with NDS planting at the bottom. East of that is legend number 4. This is where we will be replacing the sidewalk and also the driveway. And those will be designed and built to comply with the current code and regulation. And east of that is another NDS system indicated by legend number 5. Then you walk a little bit to the right. That's where the alleyway is, as indicated by legend number 4. There will be another new driveway entrance and repair of the sidewalk in that area. Again, this will be complying with regulation and code requirement for driveway to alleyway. To the right of that, or east of that, is another NDS system. This one is a little smaller and used to be another wall system, but we were able to dial down our design and eliminate that. So that's a win for us. Less area to maintain and just generally easier to construct, thanks to our engineers' hard work. And then a little bit to the east, this is where you can see a lot of pea green, and it's also indicated by legend number 6. That is not NDS system. The pea green indicates it's regular planting strip, like landscape planting. So that area would just be regular planting strip, I guess. And then you're moving to intersection of 16th and Holden, where we will be upgrading all the ramp to be ADA compliant. As you can see from legend number 7, you will be getting 8 new ramps, updated ramps in this area, and that would greatly improve pedestrian crossing safety. All right, I'm gonna jump to the north side now. So on the north side, the reason that we've been doing a lot of work there and there's a lot of new proposal is because we found out during mid-design drop-in session that there is a localized flooding that is on the north side of the intersection of 17th and Holden. Nearby where you can see Legend 12 where the is that's where apparently the roadway drainage drain to this particular area, which is happened to be a low point. And so during storm or heavy storm, stormwater would pond in that location and create a situation that's not safe for driving or for the pedestrian, nor for people who live in around that location. So our engineer went to the drawing board and trying to solve that localized problem that we did not know existed at that time when we were out proposing the mid-design proposal. So what we're proposing is to capture the drainage on the north end and adding more inlets and to put it into a drainage system. That's a little bit different drainage system. We're not able to peel off the drainage to the south end where we have our NDS system, because of a lot of the technical reasons. So the new proposal for water quality treatment of the new drainage that we're collecting in the north end is our 2 underground water quality infrastructures. That's what we call them. So those are indicated by legend number 10 and legend number 11. So those will be underground facility. Because we're doing so much disturbance in that area, we are going to have to rebuild the sidewalk, which we kind of anticipated that anyway because we were building the companion ramps, right, as indicated by Legend 9. So Legend 1 is where we are indicating that we'll be replacing a lot of the sidewalk. And then we'll be rebuilding the driveway as well, indicated by Legend number 12. And then you moved a little bit to the east, you will see 2 Legend 15s. Those are pointing at existing trees there that we would have to remove because we are installing underground water quality infrastructures and we're trying to solve the localized flooding issues. So we have to remove those 2 trees. Then if you look at legend number 11, we are able to pointing at kind of like a circle. That's the new tree that we'll be planting back. And that tree will be an integral part of our water quality, underground water quality infrastructure. We're not able to plant a tree at the westernmost underground water quality infrastructure indicated by legend number 10 because the tree, if we plant a tree there, that may be blocking the sight of a car pulling out of that driveway. So we are not able to do that for safety reason. Then you walk past that, we will be looking at the 2 very faint little circles there. Those were existing trees that we were able to save as indicated by number 2, legend number 2. And then you walk a little bit to the east, pointing at the middle of the street, is legend number 13. That's where they used to, right now there's an existing speed cushion. And during our mid-design event drop-in session, we heard loud and clear from fire station that this is a very important, especially the westbound lane from Southwest Holden in this area is a very important emergency route. And any impediment in that location is very concerning to the fire department. So we are narrowing the street as well. So after much deliberation amongst fire department, SPU, and SDOT, who is in charge of permitting, we all come to a conclusion that we would like to prioritize the needs of the emergency route. So we are, for this project, within our project location, we are going to remove the speed cushion. And then you walk a little bit to the east of 16th, because we already talked about the 8 ramps that we'll be upgrading at the intersection of 16th and Holden. East of the northeast corner, by the fire station 11, you see that there's another legend 2 that's indicating that this tree by the fire station we will be able to save. Last but not least, you are looking at the legend number 16 that's pointing a very faint marking on our graphic. This is a new proposed pavement marking that was requested by the fire station. This will alert the car driving through this corridor that they should not be blocking the fire station's basically driveway access to the emergency route, which is Southwest Holden Street. So that concludes all the major updates for our Holden NDS project's final design concept. Now we're looking at roadway section. As you can tell, we have 2 sections here, representative sections here. One is section A, as shown in the lower left-hand corner, where we cut the section, and also section B. Let's jump to section A right now. We are moving from the south end to the north. So when you're on the south end of the street, you will be seeing a sidewalk. Then you move north, you will see a gentle depression. That is our NDS system. When you look at bubble number 2, that's where we are indicating where all the NDS special plants will be at the bottom of the cells. And there will be water ponding in the cells as indicated by bubble number 6. This ponding would occur during storm, and the ponding depth is approximately 6-7 inches and never more than 12 inches. It will infiltrate within 24 hours of storm ending. So the water that's ponding at the NDS system will sift through our infiltrating soil, bubble number 3. It will keep going down and be entering our drain rock layer, bubble number 5. And the cleaner water will be collected by our underdrain, bubble number 8. And the water will be piped into our existing pipe system. As you move to the north, you can see that the travel lane, there will be 2 travel lanes. One is westbound, the other one eastbound. And as you go north, there's still parking. Nothing's changed on the north end. Now let's go to section B. We're going to be moving from the south to the north again. There will be a sidewalk as indicated by bubble 1. Then you're going to go north. You will see a little bit more of a planting strip because we are bumping out the area a little bit more here. Then you will see a gentle side slope NDS system. Again, you will see at the bottom of the swell, you will see a lot of NDS planting. Then there will be water ponding in the location in the NDS during storm. The ponded stormwater will infiltrate through the filtering soil, as indicated by bubble number 3. It will drain through the soil and reach the drain rock layer, which is bubble number 5. And the cleaner water would be collected by our underdrain, which is indicated by bubble number 8. And the water that's in the underdrain will be piped into our existing drainage system. As you move north, you will see again 2 travel lanes. Nothing is going to be changed north of this area. This is another roadway section view that is more to emphasize our structural soil cell and water quality infrastructure on the north end. But I will still go from the south end to the north end to explain how the cross-section works. At section C, on the south end, you will see a sidewalk. And then as you approach to the north side, you will see the shallow depression where we will have the NDS planting or the NDS system. As you go north, there is the eastbound travel lane, and then the westbound travel lane, and then there's the parking lane. At the north end of the parking lane, that's where we have the underground water quality infrastructures. You can tell that the idea is to maximize the volume of the filtering soil because that's where the stormwater would be entering the infrastructure, and the stormwater will be filtered through the filtering soil and get treatment that way. So in order to maximize the volume, as you can tell on the right-hand side, underneath the sidewalk, we had some structural support for the sidewalk in order to create more room for the soil. The more soil we have, the more stormwater we can treat. So that's to maximize the stormwater treatment. And the tree that's planted in the filtering soil is also part of the system that can help treat the stormwater. As the stormwater is routing through the filtering soil, it will eventually get picked up by a drainage under drain. This is not shown here. And then eventually it will be piped into our existing pipe system and get released into the creek. This is a slide showing you the project timeline. We are currently at the final design stage. We are wrapping up the final design in the summer and hopefully start construction in the winter 2025 this year. And it should be wrapping up within 1 year. We will learn more once we have our contractor on board, and then we will share more details at that time. Next, let's talk a little bit about temporary construction impact. So what can you expect during construction? Since we don't have our contractor on board, I don't have a lot of details to share with you at this time, but I can tell you that work will generally occur during weekday between 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. with possible evening and weekend work. There will be typical construction noise, dirt, dust, and vibration. Potentially, there will be parking restriction and roadway closures. There will be pedestrian and traffic detours. Those will be in place and communicated ahead of time. Access to the home, business, and essential services will be maintained. If we have to impact any of the access, we will make sure that our contractor work with the impacted people to minimize any inconvenience. And we are also expecting temporary bus stop relocation at Southwest Holden Street and 16th Avenue Southwest. We'll continue our communication strategy to keep you informed before and during construction. We'll be sending out flyers and mailers, updating the website and listservs, and construction notices will be sent out in advance. For any day-to-day coordination, there will be an on-site construction engineer that you can contact, or you can also work with the contractor for any issue that arise during construction. For any overall project question, you can send it to the project manager. In this case, will be me, Wan-Yi Kuo. We will continue to keep the community groups such as HPAC, West Seattle Block, and SDOT's Home Zone program aware of our project's progress. We'll try our best to keep everybody informed. We are planning for another neighborhood drop-in session on Saturday, May 31st. You can stop by anytime between 11 to 1 p.m. and we will be at Bedhead Coffee Shop. Address is 1513 Southwest Holden Street. As you can see, it's at the southeast corner of 16th and Holden. We hope to see you there. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me, Wan-Yi Kuo, Seattle Public Utilities Project Manager for the Holden NDS project. This is my contact information listed here, and you can also visit our project website and sign up for the listserv project update. Last but not least, I would like to thank all of you for your interest in the project, and I would hope to see some of you in the neighborhood drop-in session on May 31st. This will conclude my presentation, and I thank you for your attention and hope to see you soon. Bye.